वेलकम एवरीवन। गुड मॉर्निंग, गुड आफ्टरनून एंड गुड इवनिंग, जहाँ से भी आप लोग हमें सुन रहे हैं। सो फ्रेंड्स, टुडे आई एम क्वाइट एक्साइटेड टू हैव ईच वन ऑफ यू इन दिस सेशन। आज का सेशन अगेन एक बहुत ही स्पेशल सेशन है बिकॉज आज का जो सेशन है दैट एक्चुअली इट मार्क्स एन एक्सप्लोरेशन इनटू द प्रोफाउंड realms of postpartum depression and self-love for mothers. So think about a situation you are a new mom and navigating the tender moments of motherhood and yet finding yourself on an emotional roller coaster. In the middle of the night, night feedings, diaper change, and the boundless love for your little one. So I'm sure that you acknowledge the array of challenges uh, जो अक्सर होते हैं, right? And in the journey of motherhood. So it's a kind of mixed emotions for you, especially being a mom. And that is the reason tonight we are here to shine a light on this very real situation, offering insights, support, and a virtual embrace. So let's collectively build a community where understanding and support will flourish. This is more than just a session, it's a shared journey. So it's my invitation to all of you to participate actively on this, share your thoughts, your experiences and questions in the chat box. एंड आज की जो हमारी जो गेस्ट हैं बहुत ही स्पेशल हैं. शी ऑल्सो हैज गॉन थ्रू लॉट ऑफ चैलेंजेस एंड शी वाज एबल टू ओवरकम. और आज अपने उन चैलेंजेस को ओवरकम करके ये आज हमारे साथ एक बहुत ही यू कैन से एक एक जो जो सोना होता है जो निखर के सामने आता है. सो शी इज हियर नाउ एंड शी विल शेयर लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स विद अस. एंड द नेम यू ऑलरेडी नो, Priyam Hazarika. She is an emotional independence coach. So before sharing the stage with her or calling her on the stage, as a ritual, मैं आप सबसे उनके बारे में थोड़ा सा कुछ शेयर करना चाहता हूँ. So Priyam is from Mumbai. She is a certified NLP and life coach, and she's into mindfulness too. और ये पिछले 5 साल से प्रैक्टिस में है. And now she works with mothers to help them deal with the postpartum depression, to find their best versions, and to live a fruitful motherhood. Because she went through the same phase as I told you, where she lost herself at one point and lost her self identity. So which is much more required. जो हमारी सेल्फ इमेज, हमारी सेल्फ आइडेंटिटी है, वो बनाकर रखनी बहुत जरूरी है. So, after some time, when she realized that if she started working on herself bit by bit, developed self love, battled her inner demons to be a happy and fulfilled mother rather than running after perfection. So, she's here with us. So, without any delay, let's call her on the stage. And if you're excited, just type welcome, Priyam. And Priyam will be with you for next 30 to 35 minutes. She'll be talking about this topic, and then we'll have a Q&A. You can also write if you have any question, any doubt in between, and you'll get the answer. So all the best to all of you, and Priyam, welcome
Thank
on
you.
this stage.
Thank you, Prasanjit. Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be here. मतलब मेरा जो जर्नी अभी रहा है पूरा टाइम एंड मैंने इमेजिन नहीं किया था कि मैं इस टॉपिक के ऊपर इतनी जल्द बात करूंगी. मतलब हील होने के बाद एंड अपना जर्नी किसी के सामने मैं रख पाऊंगी एंड मदर्स को मैं ऐसे हेल्प कर पाऊंगी अलग अलग प्लेटफॉर्म से. सो मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ी बात है क्योंकि ये बहुत मेरे लिए एक पर्सनल है, मेरा बहुत एक करीबी टॉपिक है, इसलिए मैं बहुत ज़्यादा कनेक्ट करती हूँ एंड जभी भी इस बात के ऊपर कोई भी बात करता है मैं इमोशनल भी हो जाती हूँ क्योंकि अ, ये एक मतलब एक वुमन के लिए बहुत बड़ा एक लाइफ चेंजिंग इवेंट होता है एंड ये ऐसा नहीं है कि वुमेन आर मेड फॉर दिस. यस, वुमेन आर मेड फॉर दिस, लेकिन बहुत सारे लोग ये रियलाइज नहीं करते हैं कि एक वुमेन का लाइफ अपसाइड डाउन हो जाता है इसमें. ये पूरे प्रोसेस में, लाइक स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम द प्रेगनेंसी, गिविंग बर्थ, एंड ये आई वुड से ये रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी और ये जो लाइफ चेंजिंग ये पूरा इवेंट है, ये कभी चेंज नहीं होता, इट keeps getting more and more, and a woman keeps getting more indulged into it. And then talking about my experience, my journey, I wanted, I tried very hard to be that, perfect mother, जो सोसाइटी बोलते हैं कि एक परफेक्ट मदर को ऐसा होना चाहिए, वैसा होना चाहिए. मैं वो परफेक्ट मदर होते होते मैं आई लॉस्ट माई सेल्फ. बट आई नेवर रियलाइज आई नीड टू बी हैप्पी, टू बी अ गुड मदर, बिकॉज वी फील दैट परफेक्ट मदर्स आर गुड मदर्स. सो वो हमारा, हम एक बिलीफ सिस्टम जो होता है हमारा, हम सब मदर्स को, लाइक 90% मदर्स को, कि हम जब से हम छोटे थे, बच्चे थे, आसपास हमने देखा कि एक मदर जो है वो ऐसी होनी चाहिए, एक मदर जो है वो ये उनको ऐसा ही करना चाहिए. सो अभी जो टाइम बदल रहा है, तो बहुत सारी चीज़ें बदल रही हैं, एंड उसके साथ हमारा कुछ पर्सपेक्टिव्स चेंज करना बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है. लेकिन जब मदरहुड की बात आ जाती है, हम बाकी चीज़ों में तो मॉडर्न हो गए हैं, बाकी चीज़ों में बहुत ही अपग्रेडेड है, बहुत आगे चले चले गए हैं, क्योंकि फेमिनिज्म का बात आ जाता है, इक्वेलिटी का बात आ जाता है. लेकिन व्हेन इट कम्स टू मदरहुड, एक सेलिब्रिटी भी अगर है, वो भी कभी-कभी सफ़र करती है ये सब चीज़ों से, लाइक बिकॉज़ आई वॉच्ड वन वीडियो ऑफ आलिया भट्ट, इवन शी वाज़ सेइंग कि मॉम गिल्ट, एवरीवन गोज़ थ्रू मॉम गिल्ट, इवन शी गोज़ थ्रू मॉम गिल्ट, बिकॉज़ उन लोगों को भी बच्चे को घर में अकेले रख के काम पे जाना होता है. सो वो एक बहुत ही नेचुरल फीलिंग है, एंड मॉम गिल्ट हो, अपना आइडेंटिटी लॉस हो, इट डिपेंड्स. अगर फैमिली सपोर्ट होता है, एक्सटर्नल सपोर्ट होता है, तो थोड़ा बहुत ये थोड़ा बैलेंस हो जाता है. लेकिन कोई-कोई फैमिली, अभी तो न्यूक्लियर फैमिली भी हो जाता है, तो वहाँ पे इतना सपोर्ट नहीं रहता, कभी-कभी तो कुछ भी सपोर्ट नहीं रहता, क्योंकि हस्बैंड और वाइफ ही रहते हैं और फिर बच्चा आ जाता है. सो द मदर इज़ द फुल टाइम, केयर गिवर फॉर द चाइल्ड, एंड तभी शी कैन नॉट थिंक ऑफ एनीथिंग एल्स, एंड पीपल फील इट्स अ ड्यूटी, इट्स अ जॉब, वो उनको करना ही है, देयर इज़ नो अदर वे. लेकिन being with your child the whole day, people might feel, what is the big deal? There's no big deal, like you have to do it, it's natural, सभी लोग करते आ रहे हैं. Yes, it's no big deal. But then the the changes that a woman feels internally, hormonally, physically, emotionally, and then dealing with those things inside, at the same time dealing with her newborn life, जो लाइफ अभी जो जिसको कुछ पता नहीं है दुनिया के बारे में, एंड दैट चाइल्ड इज ऑल्सो लर्निंग अबाउट द एनवायरनमेंट. एंड देन द वुमन हु इज हैविंग, whose scars are already not healed, after the delivery, उनके स्कार्स अभी हील ही नहीं हुए, लेकिन शी नीड्स टू like feed her child from day one of giving birth. Like when I gave birth to my daughter, like I just came out of the surgery room, and then my daughter was given by the nurse ने मेरे ऊपर दे दिया था for the breastfeeding. So from that time, you can imagine, like if you are coming out of a surgery, for example cesarean section जिनका होता है डिलीवरी में, तो that is a very major surgery. अगर you can आप अगर एक मेल भी देख रहे हैं इस वीडियो को, सो इफ यू इमेजिन आपका बहुत एक मेजर सर्जरी अभी हुआ है, एंड देन यू आर एक्सपेक्टेड टू take care of another human being, like a child. If I give a baby on your chest, like take care of this, now it's your responsibility, how would you feel? So women, तो वुमेन के लिए ये नॉर्मल चीज देखा जाता है, वुमेन भी ये एक्सेप्ट कर लेती है फ्रॉम द टाइम शी गेट्स प्रेग्नेंट, शी गिव्स बर्थ. लेकिन हम ये भूल जाते हैं कि दैट सर्जरी, दैट डिलीवरी, दैट प्रोसेस वाज आल्सो वेरी हार्ड फॉर अ वुमन. लेकिन अगर शी, फॉर एग्जांपल, शी इज नॉट रेडी द फर्स्ट डे टू ब्रेस्ट फीड हर चाइल्ड, अगर बच्चे को संभालना थोड़ा नहीं आ रहा है, कभी कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है, देन शी इज लेबल्ड एज अ बैड मदर. बहुत मैंने खुद एक्सपीरियंस किया है, एंड मैंने देखा है आसपास, लाइक फ्रॉम डे वन शी इज लेबल्ड एज अ बैड मदर, कि ये तो कर ही नहीं पा रही है, ये क्या क्या करेगी ऐसे, मतलब माँ बन के. सो वो लेबलिंग एकदम स्टार्टिंग से ही सब, मतलब सभी लोग वो मतलब स्टार्टिंग से ही मदर्स के ऊपर लेबल कर देते हैं. सो इसीलिए मदर्स के ऊपर इतना प्रेशर रहता है कि डे वन से लाइक मैं अभी सर्जरी से मैं हील नहीं हूँ, लेकिन आई हैव टू टेक केयर ऑफ अ न्यू बॉर्न। एंड देन यू नो लाइक फ्रॉम डे वन वो खुद ही मतलब वो खुद को ही प्रेशर करना स्टार्ट कर देती है कि मेरा अभी मतलब मेरा खुद का यू नो लाइक हीलिंग, मेरा फिजिकल बॉडी, मेरा इमोशनल बॉडी वो साइड में रख के आई हैव टू टेक केयर ऑफ द चाइल्ड नाउ। एंड दैट पाइल्स अप विद टाइम, बहुत पाइल अप हो जाता है एट वन पॉइंट वो। एंड ऑल्सो ए वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट कि जब स्लीप साइकिल एक ह्यूमन का खराब होता है, सो यू कैन नॉट इमेजिन कि कैसा एक सिचुएशन आपके दिमाग में या फिर ओवरऑल एनवायरनमेंट में हो सकता है। बट इवन आफ्टर दैट नॉट हैविंग गुड स्लीप, लाइक इवन स्लीपिंग फॉर 1 or 2 hours a day, mothers can take care of a child. I mean, mothers push themselves towards that point, खुद को उस पोजीशन तक लेके जा सकती है मदर्स। लेकिन यू नो हम बहुत चीजें टेकन फॉर ग्रांटेड ले लेते हैं कि अगर एक माँ कर रही है तो उसका रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है, लेकिन वी कैन नॉट से कि हाँ मतलब कुछ भी हो जाए, मतलब मर के भी उसको करना ही है। वैसा नहीं होता है, क्योंकि मदर्स को, एक मदर भी एक न्यू बॉर्न एक ह्यूमन होता है, क्योंकि वो भी अभी-अभी माँ बन के पैदा हुई है। अगर एक बच्चा पैदा हुआ है, लेकिन वो वुमन भी अभी माँ बन के भी पैदा हुआ है। सो वो वुमन को भी केयर और नरिशमेंट और इमोशनल सपोर्ट का बहुत ज़रूरत होता है। एंड आई आई हैव सीन कि डिलीवरी के बाद यू नो कुछ खाना खाना चाहिए, जो रिवाज में होता है, कल्चर में होता है कि ये खाना चाहिए, इससे ब्रेस्ट मिल्क बढ़ता है, ये खाना चाहिए, इससे वो होता है। लेकिन वो सब तो ध्यान में रखते हैं बहुत सारे फैमिली, लेकिन जो इमोशनल सपोर्ट है कि हाउ आर यू फीलिंग, वो भी मतलब बहुत मतलब आई मैंने भी वो रिसीव नहीं किया था इन माय फेस। तो आई हैव नॉट सीन यू नो मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल asking about a mother, like how is she feeling, you know, because we expect she's fine. I mean, she has given birth to a healthy baby, एक healthy baby पैदा हुआ है, तो like अभी क्या मतलब that is the biggest happiness, yes that is a big happiness। लेकिन उसमें बहुत सारा emotions fluctuations होता है। and a mother is mother feels lucky कि उन्होंने एक healthy baby को जन्म दिया है। लेकिन जो अपना emotional turmoils होते हैं, hormonal जो you know like डिसबैलेंस हो जाता है, that is there, that is like you know that is a fact। वो वुमेन वो मतलब बढ़ा चढ़ा कर नहीं बोलती है। एंड आई हैव हर्ड वन थिंग इन माय जर्नी ऑफ मदरहुड। वन वन मैन सेड टू मी लाइक यू नो, उन्होंने बोला था कि अ, जो पहले ज़माने की औरत थी, मतलब हमारे मदर्स और दादी माँ, उनको तो ये सब कुछ नहीं होता था। दे वर लाइक यू नो लाइक डिलीवरी करके आती थी, बच्चा मतलब बड़ा करती थी। वी हैव नेवर सीन देम बीइंग सैड और बीइंग इमोशनल और ऐसा भी कुछ पोस्टपार्टम, कुछ डिप्रेशन हमने तो नहीं देखा होगा। एंड ही सेड लाइक आजकल मेट्रो सिटीज़ में या फिर आजकल जो मॉडर्नाइज़ेशन हो रहा है, उसमें ही ज़्यादा ये सब बढ़ के आ रहा है। एंड पिछले ज़माने में ये सब नहीं होता था। क्योंकि आजकल जो मॉडर्न वर्ल्ड है वो उस वहाँ पे बहुत सारा कुछ आ जाता है। लेकिन फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल फेमिनिज़्म जो है, जो आई डू नॉट सपोर्ट फेक फेमिनिज़्म, बट देन सम पीपल फील लाइक ओके क्या अभी इक्वालिटी का बात करना है। एंड इन दैट केस पीपल फील दैट जो मदरहुड का फीलिंग्स है वो भी वैलिड नहीं है, क्योंकि पहले ज़माने में लोग 5, 7, 10 बच्चे पैदा करते थे एंड दे वर सो हैप्पी एंड दे नेवर कंप्लेन्ड अबाउट इट। सो दे फील लाइक ये अभी मॉडर्न वुमेन का ही प्रॉब्लम है। सो दैट इज़ वेरी सैड, क्योंकि मेन तो कभी सोचते हैं या फिर जो सोसाइटी है वो सोचते हैं, लेकिन वुमेन भी खुद को ऐसे दबा के रख देती है कि हाँ, मुझे ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए। अगर मैं इसके बारे में बात करूँगी, पार्टनर से भी बात नहीं करते। दे फील अगर इसके बारे में बात करूँगी तो आई एम नॉट अ गुड मदर, आई एम नॉट बीइंग अ परफेक्ट मदर। एंड ये सब मतलब वैलिड नहीं है, ये सब इग्नोर करने से चला जाए। लेकिन इफ यू डू नॉट नो कि इग्नोर करने से व्हेन यू रिप्रेस समथिंग, वो मतलब घूम फिर के इट विल यू नो लाइक एक पॉइंट पे इतना बढ़ जाएगा, लाइक इट विल burst out like an like atom bomb, and that will even though not burst out, लेकिन अंदर से जितना आपका पाइल अप होगा इमोशंस, इफ यू डू नॉट एड्रेस इट कि आपका हो रहा है, इफ यू डू नॉट एक्सेप्ट इट कि मेरे साथ ऐसा हो रहा है, इफ यू ट्राई टू किल दोज इमोशंस, तो वो पाइल अप होके होके अंदर से आपको इतना अफेक्ट करेगा एंड आप इमेजिन भी नहीं कर पाओगे कौन से एरियाज में आपको अफेक्ट कर सकता है। सो वो एड्रेस करना बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है। एंड मैंने यू नो ऐसे कोई मिथ्स प्रिपेयर किए थे मैंने। मिथ्स मतलब जो हम मैंने जैसे बोला कि बचपन से हम जो देखते आ रहे हैं वही हम बिलीव करते हैं। एंड अगर हम वो मिथ्स खुद के अंदर हम अगर वो बिलीफ सिस्टम हम चेंज नहीं करेंगे, तो वी कैन नॉट एक्सपेक्ट कि आस-पास के लोग हमें सपोर्ट करेंगे। मैं बहुत ऐसे मदर्स को देखती हूँ जो बोलते हैं कि हाँ, आई एम ऑल्सो गोइंग थ्रू समथिंग लाइक दिस, माय पार्टनर डज़ नॉट अंडरस्टैंड, या फिर जो घर में लोग हैं वो नहीं समझते। लेकिन कभी-कभी ऐसा होता है, आई एम नॉट ब्लेमिंग द मदर्स, लेकिन ये बहुत ही नॉर्मल है जो मेरे अंदर भी था कि हमारा जो बिलीफ सिस्टम एकदम मतलब रूट लेवल में बना रहता है कि मदर्स कैसा होना चाहिए। मदर्स को कैसी मतलब वो कर क्या काम करना चाहिए, क्या नहीं करना चाहिए, मेरे अंदर भी वैसा ही था। दैट इज़ व्हाई आई लॉस्ट माय सेल्फ, क्योंकि आई बिलीव लाइक आई हैव टू लुक डर्टी एज़ अ मदर। मैं कभी बाहर भी जाती थी तो ऐसे ही घर में जो कपड़े पहनती थी वैसे ही चली जाती थी, एंड आई डिड नॉट इवन मतलब तब उतना फील ही नहीं होता था, क्योंकि आई वाज़ लाइक ओके, आई एम अ मदर नाउ, सो I have to look like this. I don't have time to, like, get ready or like look clean or something, because I have to look after a child. सो ये सब बिलीफ सिस्टम्स तो है, तो वो अंदर रूट एकदम रूटेड रहते हैं, एंड वो मदर्स को ठीक करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। तभी यू कैन सी अ डिफरेंस इन योर सराउंडिंग्स। सो फ्यू मिथ्स आई एम गोना रीड आउट। जो बहुत बड़ा मिथ है, जो मैंने भी बोला कि गुड मदर्स आर परफेक्ट। परफेक्ट एज़ इन आपके दिमाग में जो परफेक्ट है यू फील वो ही परफेक्ट है। फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल जैसे आपके मदर्स को देखा होगा कि हाँ, मदर्स तो पूरा दिन मतलब बच्चे के ध्यान में ही लगी रहती है, एंड शी डज़ नॉट लुक आफ्टर हरसेल्फ एट ऑल, एंड लुक आफ्टर करना इज़ सेल्फिश, right? If you look after your own maybe skin or food or anything or clothes, then you are selfish. Like, what kind of a mom are you? So that is a big one of the biggest myth. और एक मिथ है जो मदर सोचते हैं कि यू कैन डू इट ऑल एंड आस्किंग फॉर हेल्प शोज यू आर वीक। ये बहुत बड़ा मिथ है। आई यूज्ड टू बिलीव दिस। मैं भी बिलीव करती थी कि मैं अगर सब कुछ खुद नहीं करूँगी तो मैं कैसे मदर हूँ? मैं अपना बच्चे का सब कुछ मुझे खुद ही करना चाहिए। एंड इफ आई एम आस्किंग फॉर हेल्प, लाइक आई एम वीक, लाइक लोगों के सामने क्या सोचेंगे लोग, राइट? बिकॉज़ आई एम अ मदर नाउ, सो वो मेरा खुद के लिए एक पर्सपेक्टिव था कि मदर जो है तो शी हैव टू डू इट ऑल, लाइक वो करना ही पड़ेगा, उनको सब कुछ करना ही पड़ेगा, बिकॉज़ मैंने खुद के माँ को में भी देखा है बचपन में सब कुछ करते हुए। सो आई आई डिड नॉट केयर एट दैट टाइम कि लाइक सब कुछ करने में हाउ इज शी लूजिंग हर सेल्फ, एंड हेल्प मांगने में कोई शेम नहीं है। लेकिन एट दैट टाइम आई बिलीव दैट। थर्ड इज मदर्स बिलीव करती है कि एवरी अदर मदर इज डूइंग ग्रेट एक्सेप्ट मी, कि बाकी जो जो भी मदर्स है जो आप, हाँ, अभी ये एक बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग बात है कि सोशल मीडिया जो है, हम सोशल मीडिया में मदर्स को देखते हैं, राइट? बच्चे को पढ़ा रही है, खिला रही है, खेल रहे, सब कुछ करे, बीइंग सच अ परफेक्ट मदर, एंड वी फील अरे ये मदर तो इतनी अच्छे से अपना वो काम कर रही है, अपना रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी निभा रही है, एंड व्हाट एम आई डूइंग? मैं क्या कर रही हूँ? मतलब मैं तो ये सब कुछ भी नहीं कर पा रही हूँ। एंड देन वी कंपेयर। सो वो कंपैरिजन जो आता है, राइट? मे बी नॉट इवन सोशल मीडिया, मे बी योर नेबर, neighbor people, like they have a child, and then lady is like, you feel like that lady is bringing up the child in such a nice way, everything is perfect, मतलब कुछ भी मतलब बीमारी भी नहीं हो रहा है बच्चे को, मतलब खा भी रहा है अच्छे से। मतलब अभी खिलाने का जो एक प्रोसेस है जो बहुत ही टफ होता है मदर्स के लिए, कि खिला नहीं पा रहे, ये नहीं खाते, वो नहीं खाते, बहुत ही मतलब बहुत सारा प्रॉब्लम। लेकिन वो माँ तो बहुत अच्छे से खिला रही है, वो माँ तो इतनी स्मूथली खिला रही है, इतना सब कुछ अच्छे से कर रही है, मैं नहीं कर पा रही हूँ, मेरा बच्चा ही नहीं खाता है, मेरा बच्चा ऐसा है। सो द कंपैरिजन उससे बहुत ज़्यादा मदर्स को अफेक्ट करता है। द फोर्थ वन इज़ you are at fault for all of your child's mishaps। मतलब बच्चे का कुछ भी हो गया प्रॉब्लम, जैसे मैंने बोला कि कुछ जुकाम लग गया, छोटी मोटी कुछ हो गया, आप अच्छे से कुछ नहीं कर पा रहा, देन आप सोचते हो कि हाँ, मेरा ही फॉल्ट है, मैं ही अच्छे से नहीं कर पा रही हूँ, तो खुद को एकदम कोस कोस के मतलब वो हेट, अपनी तरफ हेट वो करना, तो वो हम हेट्रेड इतना इजीली कर देते हैं एज अ मदर, लाइक आई हेट माई सेल्फ, आई एम अ बैड मॉम, आई एम अ बैड मॉम, तो हम कितनी बारी बोलते हैं, मतलब हम खुद ही नहीं पता हमको। तो मैं बहुत टाइम तक मैं ये मतलब बोलती थी खुद को, आई एम अ बैड मॉम, आई एम नॉट डूइंग दिस राइटली। सो वो तो एक बैड मॉम का जो टैग है, हम मतलब एक डिलीवरी के बाद से ही, डे वन से ही हम खुद को दे देते हैं। एंड एक मिथ है कि यू मस्ट एंजॉय एवरी मोमेंट इन योर मदरहुड, कि मतलब मदरहुड जैसे मैंने बोला एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं लोग कि इट्स सच अ ब्यूटीफुल जर्नी, सच अ हैप्पी जर्नी, तो यू हैव टू मतलब एंजॉय लाइक एवरी मोमेंट खुश रहो, बच्चा हुआ है, सच अ हेल्दी बेबी, कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं हुआ, सो यू हैव टू बी हैप्पी, बट दैट इज नॉट पॉसिबल बिकॉज it's such a tough thing to take care of a new life form, because at the same time you are also going through a lot, so you cannot enjoy your motherhood. There'll be bad times, there'll be times when you will cry yourself. I have cried a lot of times क्योंकि मेरा बच्चा भी रोता था, तो I did not know what to do, क्या हो रहा है, मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा था। एंड तभी सम कभी कभी ऐसे घर वाले भी होते थे कि माँ हो तुमको तो पता होना चाहिए कि किस लिए रो रहा है, बट समटाइम्स यू मे नॉट नो, तो वो you learn with time and experience. So even in those cases, even in those times, we curse ourselves कि हाँ like I know कि like हम खुद को मतलब वो कर देते हैं एकदम, मुझे क्यों नहीं पता चल रहा है, क्यों रो रहा है, so it's all my fault. So all these things, and जो ये सब हम सोच के हम बैठे हुए हैं कि हाँ मदर्स ऐसी है, मदर्स वैसी है, सो अपार्ट फ्रॉम द सराउंडिंग, अपार्ट फ्रॉम द सोसाइटी, हम खुद को ही मतलब हेट्रेड हम खुद को देते हैं मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स, एंड दैट इज अ फैक्ट, मतलब वो एक फैक्ट है। जो दूसरा मिथ है कि यू शुड नॉट हैव अ सोशल लाइफ आफ्टर बिकमिंग मदर, सो इट्स टफ, अपना सोशल लाइफ मदर्स खो देती है, क्योंकि क्या होता है, मैं ऐसे बहुत सारे वीडियोस में खुद ही बोलती हूँ कि मदर्स अपने फ्रेंड्स को भूल जाते हैं आफ्टर गिविंग बर्थ। ये बहुत सारे मदर्स मेरे साथ कनेक्ट करेंगे, दे फॉरगेट देयर ओल्ड फ्रेंड्स, मतलब मैसेज भी नहीं करते, फोन तो मतलब टाइम तो मिलता नहीं है, आई एग्री, लेकिन as I said, like everything can be managed, and मदरहुड का ये मतलब कभी नहीं होता यू हैव टू लूज योर लाइफ टोटली, राइट, दैट इज नॉट अ फैक्ट, क्योंकि आई रियलाइज इट लेटर, इवन आई यूज टू थिंक लाइक दैट। मेरे जो बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स थे, मेरे क्लोज फ्रेंड्स थे, उनको तो मैं महीनों महीनों तक कुछ मैसेज भी नहीं करती थी, वो भी करते थे तो कभी मैं सीन करके छोड़ देती थी, एंड कभी मिलता भी था टाइम, 2-3 मिनट तो मिलता ही होगा लोगों को, लेकिन तभी भी आई डिड नॉट फील लाइक इट, क्योंकि मैं ऐसा सोचती थी क्योंकि दे आर नॉट मदर्स येट, तो आई यूज्ड टू थिंक लाइक वो क्या समझेंगे मेरे, मतलब मेरे लाइफ के बारे में, अभी मेरा लाइफ तो इतना डिफरेंट हो गया है। सो इन दो, तो उस वजह से एक बहुत ज्यादा गैप आ गया था। सो बट देन आई लॉस्ट माई सेल्फ इन दोज थिंग्स ऑल्सो, बिकॉज आपके फ्रेंड्स, आपके जो अराउंड लोग हैं, वो आपको डिफाइन करते हैं बहुत हद तक, एंड यू फील गुड अबाउट योर सेल्फ, एंड यू नीड पीपल ऑफ ऑल काइंड इन योर लाइफ। आपकी फैमिली बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, लेकिन योर फैमिली इज नॉट ओनली द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पीपल इन योर लाइफ, यू नीड अदर पीपल, यू नो, क्योंकि हमारा जो इंटरेस्ट है, हमारा जो लाइफ में जो फेजेस है, या फिर लाइफ में जो एरियाज हैं, अलग अलग एरिया के लिए अलग अलग लोग हम लाइक हमारे लाइफ में होना चाहिए, दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। एंड जो न्यू फेज होता है मदरहुड में, एंड वी फॉरगेट, लाइक हम फ्रेंड्स को एकदम भूल ही जाते हैं। But then when I realized that, you know, I realized कि it's okay कि मैं अपने हर फ्रेंड्स के साथ मदरहुड की बातें नहीं भी करने से it's fine, because ऐसा पॉइंट आता है मदर्स के लाइफ में कि वो मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम अपने बच्चे के बारे में ही बात करते हैं, मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम दे लाइक मदरहुड की जर्नी के बारे में ही बात करते हैं, बट देन कुछ अलग भी बात कर सकते हैं, वो दिमाग से निकल ही जाता है, राइट, सो वैसा होता है। बट देन आई रियलाइज कि आई कैन टॉक अबाउट समथिंग एल्स ऑल्सो, क्योंकि मेरा जो इंटरेस्ट था, मेरा जो पैशन है, मेरा जो करियर से रिलेटेड भी कुछ है, वट एवर आई लाइक, आई कैन टॉक अबाउट दोज थिंग्स एज वेल। आई डू नॉट हैव टू टॉक अबाउट माई बेबी ऑल द टाइम, कि क्या क्या माइलस्टोन्स बेबी ने क्रॉस किए हैं, क्या माइलस्टोन्स मैंने क्रॉस किए हैं, क्या नहीं हुआ, क्या हुआ, वो तो मैं कर ही रही हूँ, द मेजोरिटी ऑफ द टाइम मैं तो वो कर ही रही हूँ, बच्चे के साथ मैं तो हूँ ही, लेकिन whatever time I get for myself, let it not invest only for the baby or my motherhood. So when I realized that, I reconnected with them all over again, and then I I realized like I lost a big part of myself in the process, and then I started connecting with more and more people, and then now I'm a coach. So I got my NLP coach certification when I was 5 months pregnant. So my pregnancy मैंने पूरा पढ़ाई किया था, I continued my studies in my pregnancy, because at that time मदर्स कैन रिलेट, क्योंकि प्रेगनेंसी और मदरहुड का जर्नी बहुत अलग है. प्रेगनेंसी में यू गेट अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम, वो तब इतना वो कुछ, then we feel कि pregnancy tough है, but after your child is delivered, मतलब तब फील होता है वो डिफरेंस कि प्रेगनेंसी तो चलो बहुत ही इजी ही था इससे. सो प्रेगनेंसी में मुझे तो टाइम मिलता था, सो आई यूज टू स्टडी एंड ऑल. सो आई गॉट माई सर्टिफिकेशन देन, एंड आफ्टर दैट मैंने किया. सो व्हेन आई फेल्ट कि आई वाज टू एनग्रॉस्ड, मैं बहुत ही एनग्रॉस्ड हो गई हूँ मदरहुड के जर्नी में. So in that case, I started looking for like part-time jobs or online jobs. And when my baby was around 8 months old, I joined a job which was related to my coaching industry only. वो बहुत flexible job था. Luckily I got it because I somewhere I had this mindset कि I want to balance everything. It is very tough, I would say, because I've seen my mother balancing both work and motherhood. So as I said, जो belief system, अगेन जो वुमेन मतलब देखते आ रहे हैं बचपन से कि देयर मदर्स इज हाउस वाइफ की, बच्चे हमेशा बच्चे ही प्रायोरिटी थे उनके लिए, एंड शी डिड नॉट वर्क. सो आई एम नॉट ब्लेमिंग, यू कैन चूज वट एवर लाइफ स्टाइल यू वॉन्ट फॉर योर सेल्फ. जो भी हो, यू कैन बी अ वेरी गुड हाउस वाइफ, एंड आई रिस्पेक्ट हाउस वाइफ्स, बट इन whatever you have in your mind, I mean, it should not get what do I say, like influenced by like comparing to another mother. As I said, like I wanted to be a balanced mother. I wanted everything, a little bit of everything. I mean, motherhood is not little bit, it's like majority. But then I wanted to have something as my career, as my passion. I did not want to give up on it, because for a long time, like till my baby was around 8 to 9 months, I was totally into it. In between I used to study and all, but then majority, of course, I was totally into it. And I think that is also important for a mother and for the baby as well. That is really important. But then after a point, I would suggest all the mothers to take some difficult decisions for themselves. Why am I saying difficult? Because when you plan all over again, and in my case, I had to start my career from zero. Since the time I was pregnant, and then I delivered my baby, my career is also at the ground level only. I mean, there are few mothers who can join their work again, get back to work or choose work from home, but I had to build my career from zero when I was also dealing with pregnancy, motherhood. So in my case, it was more tough when it came to my career. But then I always believed in this thing. I can balance it. So it was tough for me, but I had to take few difficult decisions. For example, uh, we got a part-time nanny. I'm not saying like everyone can afford it or everyone has to get one nanny. I'm not saying it. I did not get a nanny for a long time, and I used to manage my time that way, so that I get some time for myself, so that at least not even a full-time job or like long hours, but then I can invest few some of my time throughout the day in my career. So I balanced my career and motherhood that way. So when I like stepped onto this journey of balancing, things started falling into place on its own. I mean, I used to like have mom guilt, doubt myself and curse myself like my baby is not this, I am not doing this. But then things started falling into place, and even my baby started coping up with it so well. And I got a lot of judgments because of it, but then I also had this in mind, like it should not affect my baby in any way. So I had that that was a priority for me. So I believe that you can like juggle career and motherhood, both of the things. And it's not very I mean, not impossible. It's tough but not impossible. And then when I like I got things back into my life, my friends, and started focusing on my career. And then I got myself back slowly. And, like, even I left my daughter for 4 to 5 days with my husband and her uncle to Chennai. I attended a training program. And when I before going for it, I was like feeling a little guilty, and I was like, not very sure like how would I, because that was the first time I was leaving her. And but then when I went there, and it was such a nice experience. After so many time, I was in like, I was like in a what do I say, like I limited my freedom for a long time. So that was a very life changing experience for me, and I found myself back again, and I developed self love. So as I mentioned, self love for mothers. Self love is not only you have to do skincare, you have to have a polished skin. Not only that, those things are important, but not only those things, but then finding your things again apart from motherhood, which makes you feel whole and fulfilled, where you feel the passion, the interest, I mean, which we let go of after becoming a mother. If you get those things back, it can be a hobby as well. You may like to paint, or make some crocheting, or like knitting or anything, or maybe maybe singing or dancing, whatever it is. Like, it can be anything, but getting things back to your life, and in a better way. Why better way? Because I feel mothers are a better version of a woman. I feel that strongly, because we develop so many qualities as a mother, which I could not have developed if I was not a mother. So I would say, those things, those qualities help in every area of your life. And if you only can see the dots, if you only can connect the dots, now I'm helping mothers for postpartum. You know, I connected the dots because at one point I lost myself totally. I used to feel sad all the time. I used to curse myself. I had mom guilt. I lost my self identity. I did not have self esteem or nothing. I lost myself. I was only a lifeless a mom kind of a thing. So yeah I that self love for mothers is so important. Self love in these things, and not only the outer things, because being happy from the inside can make you a better and best mother. uh, because that can make you a happy mother, and you can see those reflections in your child as well. I saw those reflections in my child when I was a happy mother, when I was enjoying myself with my child. She was more happy than ever, because before I was more than enjoying my motherhood, more than enjoying with my child, I was too much focused on, okay, this thing went wrong, this thing is this, okay, I need to search it on Google, or I have to hit this milestones by this week or this month. When I started taking things little smoothly, slowly, and started believing in myself, and I had a more fruitful motherhood. So yeah, this is it for today, and I'm ready for any questions from the audience. So if you want to ask anything, please go ahead. I mean, I have so much more to talk about. I mean, I can keep going on and on and on, but then yeah, this is my summary of my life in short. If anyone has
Wow,
any,
that's wonderful. I really appreciate your journey. So
thank you.
that's really it's been challenging. So again, as we say that the person who has gone through this experience can only understand the pain, right? जो उस पेन से
Correct.
निकला है वही उसको समझ सकता है. So friends, if you are there and if you have questions, do ask. Meanwhile, I have some questions. I got some questions, so I'll just go on with them.
Sure, sure.
So the first question is like, can you please share some common signs of postpartum depression and how can someone recognize them?
Correct. So common signs, as in like, as I said, when it comes to your baby, you always a woman always, a mother always feels like she's not doing enough, and then having mom guilt. Okay, like I'm not being a good mom, and like having all kinds of guilt around her, like all the time, rather than enjoying her motherhood. She is more into the guilt. Mom guilt is like at the peak, and that mom guilt is for most of the mothers. But then it's, if it's too much in your head, then of course it's a sign of postpartum. And then sometimes also a very big sign, which is not talked about much, is not feeling the bonding with your child. sometimes mothers do not feel the bond with their child. Of course it takes time, because the society tells us you will feel loved, and the bond you feel from day one that your child is born. But that is not the case. Every relationship takes time, like even with your partner, do you feel like all loved? Maybe there are love at first sight, but then to develop the understanding, to develop the bonding, you need time with a person. And your baby is also a person, right? Even if it's your baby, it's coming from a womb. But even then, we feel mothers have to fall in love with the baby from day one. But then those initial days are way too difficult for a woman. So of course, like to feel the bonding, it takes time. So sometimes mothers do not feel the bond for a very long time, and they, like, sometimes you know I mean, it's really tough to say, but then mothers do feel it. Sometimes they feel like ऐसा होता है कि like uh, मेरा बच्चा हो गया इसलिए मेरा लाइफ खराब हो गया, something like that also women feel. So it's not, maybe it sounds little harsh, but then it's a truth. mothers feel करते हैं ऐसे कि बच्चा आ गया इसलिए मेरा लाइफ ऐसा हो गया, बच्चे के लिए मेरा ये हो रहा है, बच्चे के लिए मैं सो नहीं पा रही हूँ, बच्चे के लिए मेरा करियर खराब हो गया. सो बहुत सारे मदर्स ऐसे भी फील करते हैं, which is sometimes सब मदर्स ही कहीं ना कहीं कभी ना कभी फील करते हैं. लेकिन इफ यू कंटिन्यूअसली कीप फीलिंग इट कि हाँ, मतलब ब्लेमिंग आप वो कर रहे हैं, ब्लेम गेम में आप चले जा रहे हैं, एक विक्टिम खुद को बना रहे हैं. सो ऑफ कोर्स, एंड या सैडनेस जो एक बहुत ही लॉन्ग टर्म सैडनेस आ जाता है, एंड यू डू नॉट एंजॉय एनीथिंग अराउंड यू, राइट? कि मतलब वो एक सैडनेस ही अपने अंदर, एंजाइटी, स्ट्रेस, वो ही रहता है मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स. एंड वो मतलब कुछ भी एंजॉयमेंट या कुछ भी इंटरेस्ट में नहीं होता है. एंड या ऑफ कोर्स लाइक वांटिंग टू बी डल. एंड ऑल्सो इफ यू फाइंड योर सेल्फ, मदर्स का तो स्लीप साइकिल बहुत ही खराब होता है, बट देन इफ मदर फाइंड हर सेल्फ स्लीपिंग most of the times, क्योंकि initial days में babies sleep for a very long time, like up to 20 hours a day. But then if a mother is also sleeping too much, like way too much, that is also a major sign of postpartum depression. And these are the like common symptoms of postpartum depression.
Okay, that's wonderful. That's really great. So the next question is, thank you so much, ma'am, for this session and for sharing your journey. So my question is, how can partners or family members support a new mom experiencing postpartum depression?
करेक्ट, एज आई सेड, फैमिली तो हेल्थ वाइज थोड़ा सपोर्ट करते हैं कि अभी तुम्हारा बच्चा हुआ है, सो ये कुछ मीठी का लड्डू खाना है, ये खाना है, वो खाना है. वी हैव सीन दैट, राइट? कि हाँ, ब्रेस्ट मिल्क बढ़ जाएगा, ये बढ़ जाएगा. लेकिन मोस्ट ऑफ द थिंग्स आर फोकस टुवर्ड्स द बेबी ओनली. क्योंकि मीठी का लड्डू खाओगे, ब्रेस्ट मिल्क बढ़ेगा तो बेबी को मिलेगा, ये होगा तो बच्चे के लिए अच्छा है. और रेस्ट्रिक्शंस भी आते हैं कि ये मत खाओ तो बच्चे का पेट खराब हो जाएगा, ये खाओ तो बच्चे का रंग रंग अच्छा हो जाएगा, और समथिंग लाइक ऑल दीज थिंग्स, लाइक टू मेनी थिंग्स. लेकिन कोई नहीं, मतलब पार्टनर्स भी आके नहीं पूछते हैं कि हाउ डू यू फील, क्या फील हो रहा है, तुम्हारा भी एक नया जर्नी. बिकॉज एज आई सेड, टेकन फॉर ग्रांटेड कि मदर है तो वो खुशी होगी, शी नीड्स टू बी हैप्पी. अभी दुख होने का क्या कुछ रीजन नहीं हो सकता. लेकिन या अभी कैसे हेल्प कर सकते हो? बहुत वेज है हेल्प करने के लिए. कभी अगर एक मदर को बच्चे को हाफ एन आवर के लिए भी थोड़ा सा ले जाए, बच्चे को मदर्स से थोड़ा सा दूर लेके जाए, एंड इफ शी कैन रीड अ बुक और कुछ अच्छा वीडियो देख ले, थोड़ा सा अभी लाइक थोड़ा मेडिटेशन ही कर ले, वॉट एवर शी लाइक्स, में भी कुछ ड्राइंग कर ले, या फिर एनीथिंग जो उनको थोड़ा सा रिफ्रेशमेंट देता है. या फिर शी कैन गो आउटसाइड अ बिट अलोन, maybe sometimes alone for it, एक चाय, एक कप चाय के लिए भी जा सके. या फिर आसपास कोई फ्रेंड्स हैं उनके, तो इफ शी कैन गो आउट इवन फॉर हाफ एन आवर, उनको मिल ले, थोड़ा सा कुछ बात कर ले, जब बच्चा नहीं है, बच्चा रो नहीं रहा है आसपास, बच्चे का वो नहीं है, इवन दैट इज अ वेरी बिग थिंग फॉर अ न्यू मदर. कभी कभी वो बच्चे को हाफ एन आवर के लिए भी छोड़ के, मतलब थोड़ा सा कुछ एक कप चाय भी अच्छे से नहीं पीते मदर्स. आई हैव सीन, आई हैव डन दैट. मैं खुद का जो खाना होता है वो ऐसे फटाफट खा के, आई यूज्ड टू डू लाइक दैट. बट देन mothers do not even sit properly and have a cup of chai. So even those small things at night also, when a baby is crying too much, right? So like लोग सोचते हैं कि माँ ही संभाल पाएगी, तो मैं तो अभी बाप हूँ, आई डू नॉट नो एनीथिंग, आई मीन आई कैन नॉट हैंडल माई चाइल्ड. पर ऐसा नहीं है. अगर यू नो द चाइल्ड नीड्स टू फील द फादर्स टच एज वेल, और वो इनिशियली अगर वो डेवलप नहीं होगा, तो बाद में जब बच्चा जब समझदार हो जाएगा, तब तो वो अपने आप सभी के साथ चला जाएगा, राइट? बट इनिशियल डेज में मदर्स को पार्टनर का सपोर्ट चाहिए। सो वो अगर रात को बहुत रो रहा है, तो आके थोड़ा सा अगर लाइक माँ को थोड़ा सा रेस्ट करने के लिए दिए, या फिर थोड़ा बच्चे को बाहर लेके जाके सुलाने का ट्राई भी करे, लाइक पॉसिबल अगर नहीं होता है, अगर ट्राई भी करे, वो भी एक मदर के लिए बहुत ज्यादा वो हो सकता है। एंड इफ
Superb.
पार्टनर जब, और भी एक बात है कि हमारे ऐसे रिचुअल्स में, कल्चर्स में होता है कि प्रेगनेंसी में बाहर मत जाओ, बच्चे होने के बाद बाहर मत जाओ, या ऑफ कोर्स अब अगर वेदर अच्छा नहीं है, या फिर लेट एट नाइट माइट नॉट बी सूटेबल, बट ड्यूरिंग द डे थोड़ा सा अगर यू नो पार्टनर भी थोड़ा बाहर लेके जा सके मदर को, थोड़ा सा ऐसे फ्रेश एयर और थोड़ा सा रिफ्रेशमेंट दे सके, इवन दैट इज अ वेरी बिग थिंग फॉर ए मदर, बिकॉज वो भी नहीं मिलता है मदर को। एंड एज आई सेड कि अगर पॉसिबल है, तो अगर थोड़ा ज्यादा टाइम दे सकते हैं, तो मदर को कहीं मूवी के लिए, अगर a mother can go alone or with a friend of hers without the baby, even that like एक महीने, मतलब if a movie, watching a movie एक महीने के लिए, वो that would be like a big refreshment for her. Like there are lots of things a family can do.
In other words, we can say give some time to her, right? और उनको
Absolutely, the
अपना
time
थोड़ा
for
स्पेस दो.
herself. Yes, even कभी नहाने जाने के लिए भी mothers कभी ऐसे, when there is no one at home and like the mother needs to go to the washroom, वो कभी ऐसे door खोल के भी जाती है, क्योंकि she cannot leave a child, and washroom जाने के लिए भी उनके पास टाइम नहीं होता है। So वैसे like most of the mothers washroom जाने से भी like she has that in her mind कि बच्चा है। So that time at least कि वो like takes a shower peacefully, or eats drinks a cup of tea peacefully, or eats the food peacefully। अब खाना खाते टाइम भी बच्चे को गोद में देते हैं माँ के, कि मतलब माँ के साथ बैठ के खाएंगे, बट एटलीस्ट टेक द चाइल्ड अवे फ्रॉम द मदर, लेट हर ईट peacefully and properly.
That's good. Uh, the next question is, as we are talking about here, like guilt and self-love for mothers. So how can mothers cope up or overcome the feeling of guilt or the self-love or inadequacy?
Yes. So the guilt, as I said, guilt हमारे आसपास के लोग तो हमें देते ही हैं। वो जो भी आते हैं बच्चे को देखने के लिए, माँ को देखने के लिए, बच्चे होने के बाद जो खबर लेने आते हैं, वो तो गिल्ट देते हैं कि अरे बच्चे को ये नहीं किया, अरे बच्चे को काला टीका नहीं लगाया, अरे बच्चे को ऐसे रख रहे हो, इतना ठंड है, जुकाम हो जाएगा, ये हो जाएगा, वो तो देते ही है बहुत गिल्ट। लेकिन वो हमारे कंट्रोल में नहीं है। व्हाट वी हैव इन कंट्रोल इज आवरसेल्व्स। सो एज आई सेड, द बिलीफ सिस्टम्स, जो गिल्ट है, मोस्ट ऑफ द गिल्ट कम फ्रॉम योर बिलीफ सिस्टम, जो अंदर में हम अपने दबा के रखते हैं कि मदर्स को ऐसा होना चाहिए एंड मदर्स को ऐसा ही करना चाहिए। सो बिलीफ सिस्टम से मेजोरिटी गिल्ट पैदा होता है। जैसे मैंने बोला कि बचपन से हमने देखा है, सुना है, जहाँ भी हो, मूवीज हो, वट एवर इट इज, तो वी हैव सीन मदर्स ऐसे हैं, मदर्स ऐसे करते हैं। सो इफ यू डू नॉट डू इट, तो देन वी फील गिल्ट, ओके हमने ऐसा नहीं किया, सो वी आर बैड। So, and when you feel guilt, you should not give a tagline to yourself like, okay, I'm a bad mom, okay, I'm this, okay, I'm not good. जो guilt है, we have to break it down. So where is the guilt coming from? Why the guilt is coming from? So like where is it like based on evidence, or like I'm overthinking? We have to question ourselves first कि ये जो आ रहा है कि सच में कि इतना बड़ी बात हो गई है, या फिर we are overthinking, या फिर our belief systems, और हमारे किसी किसी ने बोल दिया इसलिए हम ऐसा सोच रहे हैं कि सच में कुछ प्रॉब्लम है। अगर सच में कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स है, what we will do, will go to the doctor, or we will ask someone sensible who do not judge us and do not pass a comment or anything, who will guide us the correct way। जो we need people जो अभी है mothers, सबको मतलब advices वो पूछती है, and we should not do it। we need to have some people जो sensible एक आपको वो एक solution दे सके without any all those useless advices। so we need to have those people। so we have to cross check with ourselves कि why is it guilt coming from। okay मैंने अगर बच्चे को अच्छे से खाना नहीं खिलाया, so what is the next thing। सो अगर मैं सीख नहीं पा रही हूँ, सो आई हैव टू लर्न इट फ्रॉम समवन हु इज एक्सपीरियंस्ड, और मे बी आई हैव टू कंसल्ट अ पेडियाट्रिशियन कि मैं ऐसे बच्चे को क्या खिलाऊं, सो हाउ टू डू इट, और इफ यू आर finding difficulty to feed your child, to try different ways. Maybe we can prepare a chart or something ki steps like for our goal. So for example, our goal is to feed our child. So we इसीलिए guilt आ रहा है कि we are not able to feed our child. So we can have a proper road map for it कि I will learn this things from someone experienced, or I will consult a pediatrician जो मुझे अच्छे से सिखा सके कि कैसे करना है, and I'll try all those things. And after that अगर सब कुछ try करने के बाद भी नहीं हो रहा है, then you can overthink. But we overthink even before trying anything, even just because we are also learning every day, and we feel we need to know everything the day we become a mother. That is not possible. वो हमारे अंदर से निकालना पड़ेगा कि we cannot know everything. We will just learn and grow with the child.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good one. And the next question is there any advice for the moms who, sometimes they are hesitant to seek professional help, or like communicating to their family members? So,
Yeah, so yeah, of course, communicating with the family members is really tough because most of the times they won't understand. Because I also won't say go to your family members and express your feelings. No, even in my case, I could not. And it is not something very, not even postpartum. You cannot even talk about depression to everyone, right? Not many people understand about depression. ये मतलब क्या हो गया है, मतलब people will give you advices like चलो थोड़ा if you're coping up with normal depression, for example, they will like एक मूवी देख लो ठीक हो जाओगे. Some will like advise you like okay, थोड़ा दारू पी लो and you will be fine. All those kind of advices we get like normally. So we can't even talk about depression. So
yeah,
postpartum depression is so like बहुत दूर की बात है. But then before speaking out to your family members, we need to be aware first कि yeah, we are having these things, and exactly how we are feeling, maybe you can note it down in a notebook or a paper. Because when you take the energy out of your head to a paper, you have lot more clarity. बहुत सारा clarity आ जाता है कि मैं ये feel कर रही हूँ. And if you are feeling any kind of all those symptoms, and that is you need to tell it is very normal to feel. First we have to accept it, it's very normal. And then when we accept it कि it's normal to feel, and which would not feel guilty about it कि हमें ऐसा feel हो रहा है. उसका भी guilt आ जाता है mom को कि हमको ऐसा डिप्रेशन जैसा हो रहा है, सो मतलब क्या आई एम नॉट बीइंग अ हैप्पी मॉम, सो अभी क्या होगा, माय लाइफ इज फिनिश्ड. सो वैसा होता है, बट इट इज अ फेज, वी हैव टू एक्सेप्ट इट. So we when we first accept ourselves, then it gets little if your partner is understanding, try talking to him. If he is not, then of course professional help आप ले सकते हैं. And maybe not, even not as a psychiatrist. For example, you cannot go to a doctor. Now you have platforms for online doctors, maybe Practo or somewhere, where you can book a consultation online भी आप ले सकते हो, phone पे भी बात कर सकते हो. And then no one would get to know as well, and you have to don't have to go out as well. And there are lots of coaches who are helping with all those things nowadays. So you can do online first, and then if you feel it's too severe, then of course you have to get a clinical help and go to a psychiatrist. Then obviously your family will start understanding you, because of course they have to, there's no way, no other way, of course.
yeah. That's the good answer. So I'm sure that you've got the answer. The lady who had this question. So the next one is, can you discuss the connection between physical and emotional well-being for mothers during that time?
The well-being.
Yeah,
Okay.
connection between physical and emotional
The
well-being
connection.
for
Yes, yes, of
mothers.
course. So yeah, the physical and emotional well-being are like connected to it, like big time. Because uh, normally also as a human being, when you are not having a good health and not a good time physically, you cannot feel well mentally, and it's the vice versa. If you do not feel well mentally, no matter how much you go to the gym or like try working out, you have to work internally as well. So both of the things are correlated very much. And physical well-being is also the healing part mainly, because as I said, from day one of delivery, mothers are expected to take care of the child, but she forgets herself a big time. I mean, she just
Yeah.
lets go of herself, and kya kha rahi hai kya nahi. Agar someone is taking care of that, that is very good. But if someone is not, then she will just have something, whatever makes her full, and then she won't check the nutritions. एंड वो न्यूट्रिशन का जो बात है, अभी आयरन डेफिशिएंसी बहुत होता है मदर्स को, विटामिन डी डेफिशिएंसी होता है, जो मेरा भी हुआ था। आयरन डेफिशिएंसी बिकॉज ब्लड लॉस होता है डिलीवरी के टाइम, एंड कैल्शियम डेफिशिएंसी बिकॉज व्हेन यू ब्रेस्ट फीड, तो हमारा जो मिल्क होता है, मिल्क से हमारा बहुत सारा न्यूट्रिशन हमारा लॉस होता है, एंड वहां से कैल्शियम डेफिशिएंसी स्टार्ट हो जाता है. So already your body has gone through a lot, pregnancy, then delivery, and then if you do not check the nutritions in your food, it doesn't matter how much you eat, but if you eat a balanced diet, that is very important. Maybe you can get a diet prepared by a dietitian or someone, so that you eat good, because that affects the mental health a lot. Because if you do not get a good nutrition, mental health बहुत हद तक affect होता है, because when you your like the uh, levels are not proper, so of course how will the brain function properly? So that is also
Yeah.
a thing. And at the same time, what I say to mothers, like, at the same time having diet and all, because I've seen a lot of mothers eating good diet and everything, but then they do not feel mentally well. For that also we need to do some inner work. Of course mothers do not get time, but then if they find out at least 10 minutes, I say 10 minutes, maybe in the morning and at night when the baby sleeps, after the baby sleeps you will get at least 10 minutes, rather than we do like scroll social media when our baby sleeps. Do not do it. Like, invest that time for yourself. You can turn on to guided meditation on YouTube. If you do not know anything, just turn on a guided meditation on YouTube. There are lots of meditations which can make you feel peaceful, and make you feel little refreshed from your if you are not do not have any idea about meditations and all those things, how to work internally, just turn on a guided meditation. There are lots of it. Just do not keep scrolling social media, and also, as I said, watching other mothers posting contents about their children and feeling guilty, and are you piling up with yourself with guilt? Rather than all those things, just search for a guided meditation on YouTube, and whatever you are feeling inside, just vent it out on a notebook, which is a very powerful technique. Vent it out, like take a notebook, just whatever you feel. Maybe it will be very dangerous for someone else to read. अगर वो पढ़ेंगे तो वो डर जाएंगे कि ये मदर ऐसा भी सोच रहे हैं. It's okay. If you are feeling it, you are feeling it, you accept it, and write it down, everything A to Z, and then, like, tear those papers and burn it down. That is one of the most relaxing techniques you can do, and the easiest techniques, because you will see, okay, this much was there in my head, and you know that it's not good also, but you have it, you have to accept it, that it was there. Our brain can think like unrealistic things, imaginations, and all those things. Our brain can overthink and make it look it's real. And most of the time it's not real, and brain keep makes us think like it's real. But then, like, vent it out on a notebook, no one will see it. Just whatever scariest thoughts you have, just write it down and then burn it. If you do it like continuously for 3 days, you will see a difference. So those small things you can do in your life. And then, yeah, of course, making the surrounding. And what I like, once your child is little like elder, then if she is a toddler or a kid now, and you can enjoy with your kid. I mean, you can see with my contents also, I take her to beach and we play with the sand. Even in my house, I play some good music, we both dance together. Those things also makes a mother very happy and connected to her child. And there are lots of like those things, because some mothers feel shy to dance with their child also, like, okay, I can't dance. But just get on it, like, if when there's no one at home, like, play some music and dance with your child, and you'll feel so connected and happy as a mother.
Yeah. Wonderful.
And that is also a good way of if you do not get time for exercising, if you dance for 10-15 minutes, that's a good way, like maintaining your physical being.
Relaxing yourself.
Yes,
The technique you shared is really good because a lot of coaches use these techniques not only like to vent out but these types of emotional
absolutely.
pains or
Yeah,
release, but in many ways this exercise helps.
correct. Writing can be used a lot of ways
Yeah,
to manifesting your desires, journaling and everything.
yeah.
Yes.
That's right. Good one. The next question is, as we are talking about postpartum depression, so I've also gone through that. What are the long-term effects of untreated postpartum depression?
Yeah. So, long term, as in if you have been suffering from it since a long time and you know it that you are suffering from it, you have to address it first. Keep, I am suffering from it. We feel like, it's just the initial days a mother feels, then after that, it will be settled on its own. Sometimes it does not, because some people, some mothers I have seen suffering postpartum till their child is 5 years of age. Even there are exceptions. There are exceptions in every case. Not every, like if I bring 10 mothers here, not everyone's experience is same. Even the pregnancy experience, even the delivery experience, everyone is different. So first, don't blame yourself. You never accepted it, or it's been a long time and now there's no time to treat it. There's always time, I'm saying. So just, we have to reflect on our lives, like, okay, I felt like this thing, and now it's been a long time I have not, accepted this. So how is it affecting your life? In which areas is it affecting? Is it affecting you physically, in your career, and what all areas in your life? And then you have to have a reflection, what can I do about it? Like, okay, do I need to seek professional help? Or if you have little clarity on yourself, for example, some mothers, lose their careers forever, like for good, after being a mother. They just feel like, okay, now I cannot focus on my career, I don't have the time and energy, so there's no point. And then they have the guilt inside also. I have met so many mothers saying that, I I'm depressed because, I left my career for good, and I left a good job, or maybe I did not focus on my career, and now it's such a long time, now I can go back also. But you can always go back. Just micro steps are important. And rather than doing nothing, if you just do one thing at a time, is much more than doing nothing. And you will see a difference. Just have reflection. Just, as I said, again, write it down, like reflect, like what are the areas is it affecting you? Like, maybe bonding with your child, maybe you are not finding a purpose in your life, not feeling fulfilled in your life. So if those things are there, please reflect on yourself and then find as much clarity as you can. And what can you do about it? If you can reach out to your partner or someone in your family or a friend, just reflect and you will find your answer. First thing is to being having awareness about the situation, and now you already have the awareness, so your solutions will start coming out.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so again, the good answer. The next question is, can you please ask, ma'am, do you provide guidance on finding a healthy balance between work, family, and self-care?
Yeah, that is a part of my as I am launching my courses. You can share my social media link to your audience. So as I'm launching my courses, I'm also, I'm having different kind of courses. One is the emotional healing for mothers, that is postpartum healing. One is the time management, which is so important, like, important of all, I would say. That one is the finding intimacy again with your partner. When you Because you lose your intimacy with your partner, all parents can relate to it, because, like, you have so much to take care of a child. All the time you have your mind is your child, and how to, what to do, how to do. So you lose the connection with your partner, the intimacy is lost, and then you feel a gap with your partner. So those things create conflicts in your life, in your, romantic life, and everything, every area. And then you feel more irritated, and this is a loop. So finding intimacy with your partner again is also a big part of it. And one part is, healing the inner child is also a big part, because if our inner child is wounded, inner child, I can talk about it in another session. So if your inner child is wounded, that will reflect in your in your identity as a mother, in your connection as a mother, your inner child. Because our inner child is wounded in our childhood, so lots of things, as I said, again, belief systems are also there in our inner child. So if you believe that, as a child I was taught like this, so I have to be like this as a child. So, and that we will reflect again in our child. So as a child,
Yeah.
if you are expected to be perfect and good in studies and very disciplined, if we do not heal it, we'll reflect again on our children. Like, why are you not disciplined? Have I not taught you this 100 times? Why are you doing this again? And they become a irritated mom, right? So that inner healing of inner child is important. But yes, balancing work life and all those things is included in my time management a big time. So yeah, they can follow.
Okay, wonderful. So I'm sure that okay, once the session will be over, so I'll mention her contact details so that you
Yes,
can
sure.
connect with her, and that way you'll be able to get the right guidance. So thank you so much for this. The next question is being or like keeping the positive mindset. How can that help a mother in the emotional well-being?
Yeah, so see, positive mindset. When we say positive, so the thing is, forced positivity is very harmful. When you force yourself to be positive, that is the most harmful thing you do it to yourself. We At some point, when we do not heal step by step, when we do not heal slowly, when we do not heal from the inward, what people tell us: be positive, do not think negative, just be positive. But is it really that easy to be positive like that? Like, if someone tells you be positive, and when you
Right.
curse yourself, be positive, as I said, when you repress something, when you suppress something, you are suppressing your emotions, you're suppressing your feelings. Being positive, like being hard on the outside, that is only being hard on the outside, because you're not addressing your feelings, and you're just trying to be yeah, I'm a happy mother, I cannot be negative, I'm so happy being a mother. But then inside you're feeling a lot of emotions like that, and that forced positivity is more dangerous than having a postpartum depression, I would say. So don't go for forced positivity ever. If you're not a mother, whatever phase you are in your life, like whatever age you are in your life, never believe in forced positivity. Never believe someone when they come and say like be positive. Be positive is the we coaches do not accept it like ever. Be positive is nothing. It's a process. It's a journey. You have to go through a journey, and it takes time for everything. It takes time for a seed to grow into a sapling. If you tell her like grow from tomorrow, will that grow from tomorrow? You have to nourish it, right? We have to plant, water it, and give the all the nourishment. Only then it will grow, right? So everything is a process.
Yeah. Even like if somebody is going through the painful experience and the person is saying, okay, be positive, there will always be a conflict,
Correct.
right?
That is the
Your
most common advice I get from people.
real experience is different, but in your mind you are saying, okay, be
Absolutely.
positive.
Absolutely.
So there
People
will
are like,
be,
yeah, most of the people I have, in my, close circles also, they can never admit that they are feeling low. They are like, feel shy, or it's a shame thing for them to admit that they are feeling low. They can't admit like, no, no, I never feel low. They are like that, I never feel low, I always I'm happy, I'm always positive. So they can't even admit, and they feel if I admit I'm very weak, I will show myself as a weak person, not a good person, right? My life will look dull, people will judge me. So it's a taboo, still a taboo in a society. I've seen so many people admitting now, no, I never feel low. I always, whatever comes to my life, I just, deal with it so well.
yeah,
And there are some other people who will always be, claiming as my life is dull. I have nothing in my life. My life is wasted. What to do? I don't have anything in my life. So yeah, those two kind of people.
yeah. Okay, so that's the wonderful answer, I should say. And but two more questions. The first question is, mm, can you please provide some tips for practicing self-love without feeling guilty in this situation?
Without feeling guilty. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, सेल्फ लव की बात जब आती है मदर के, लाइक फॉर अ मदर, सो तब सेल्फ लव की बात आने से ही गिल्ट ऑटोमेटिकली मदर्स फील करती है इनिशियली. But then, as I said, you also know like क्या-क्या चीज़ें you have neglected in your life after being a mother. We all know what we have neglected, but we just don't want to see it. हम देखना नहीं चाहते कि ये सब हमने छोड़ दिया है. But we cannot think about it because सोचने से कुछ फायदा नहीं है, because now we don't have time now, like now it's not my part of job, so I can't think about it, so it's not, like it's not normal, it's not good. So but we know, and जो सब कुछ में एक्सेप्टेंस ही आ जाता है, सब कुछ घुमा फिरा के एक्सेप्टेंस ही आ जाते हैं, हैव टू एक्सेप्ट लाइक yes, you have neglected a lot of things in your life which you used to enjoy, which you used to love. And also I would say, do not compare yourself to the previous you, जो आप मदर होने के पहले थे. एंड आई डिड इट फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम कि आई यूज टू कंपेयर माई सेल्फ, जो मैं पहले थी, जो ऐसे लड़की थी माँ होने के पहले, आई यूज टू कंपेयर माई सेल्फ. ओके, मैं तो तब कभी भी निकल जाती थी बाहर, तभी तो कुछ रेस्ट्रिक्शंस नहीं था, तभी तो कुछ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं था. बट first thing is, don't compare that person, because now you are a much greater version as a human, I would say. As a mother, you are not weak, you are not degraded, you are, like upgraded 1,000 times. And this version of you is like so divine, is so powerful than that version of you. Do not keep comparing with that version. First you have to, accept it, you are the most powerful divine form now, and you have the power to do anything. And then, when it comes to self love and guilty, so start small. Everything should be, started with small things. As I said, dancing with your child, include your child as well, right? So your child is also enjoying, you are also enjoying, so then you can't have guilt, because you both are enjoying. So start with that. Then you'll feel okay, I'm enjoying doing this. Then maybe when you travel with your child, take your child with you. Traveling with your child is difficult. I have traveled a lot with my child, it's difficult, but then also you are also traveling, right? Rather than staying inside your home and then thinking, no, I can't take my child out. I have even, traveled alone with my child in flights for almost 9 to 10 times alone. First, when she was 4 or 5 months old, I took her alone, because my husband is into music, and and my timetable routine does not match. So I cannot wait for someone to, bring be with me and go with my child, see my child. So I was like, okay, I'll take my child alone, because I need to be independent. I need to be independent for my child. I cannot depend on another person also, to handle my child. It's difficult, but then I took it, because then I felt more confident, because I was like, okay, even though I'm a mother now, even though I have responsibilities, at least I can take my child alone. That means I can take my child alone to anywhere in the world. That gave me a, freedom and a power for myself. So include your child, so you don't have to, exclude every time. Include your child in. If you have, like if you like painting, for example, bring paints, and, like, make your child wear a old cloth, and, put a sheet, old sheet in your floor, and, like play with the colors and all. Like include your child, whatever your child also enjoy, you also enjoy. And sometimes maybe your child will not enjoy a few things with you. If you can keep your child with someone in your family member who can very well take care of your child, because that is also a responsibility of your partner. But we as a mother, हम क्या करते हैं कि नहीं नहीं, आप मतलब we tell our partners like, आप तो नहीं संभाल पाओगे, मैं ही कर पाऊंगी, आप नहीं कर पाओगे, मैं. Even if they try to do something, हम mothers दौड़ दौड़ के चले जाते हैं, नहीं नहीं, आपने अच्छे से नहीं किया, ऐसे नहीं होता. Let your partner do it, even if it's not perfect. Let your partner do it, and you will see they are learning, even they are learning and doing it, because it's a responsibility of them as well. मैं भी ऐसा करती थी, मैं पार्टनर को वो ट्राई भी करता था. Changing a diaper also, I was not satisfied. I was like, no no, I will do it properly. But then when he learned and he did it the right way, I was feeling fulfilled. Okay, sometimes I can give this thing to my partner as well. And slowly, I saw safe people around me. You have to check safe people around you who can take care of a child at least for some time, so that you can start slow with yourself. Maybe like, take care of your skin, buy a good serum for yourself, buy a good moisturizer for yourself, or maybe go for a hair spa near to a nearby salon, or get a facial, which things does not harm your child in any way. And you have to build it up over time.
Yeah. So that's the wonderful one. And just to add on, like the question is like to practice self love without feeling guilt. So as you said that some most of the time they have this guilt. So like who was I before being a mother? So and this is a blessing. So think about those parents who are struggling to become parents,
Absolutely,
and you
yes.
have this blessing,
Mhm.
right? Okay, so the last question of this session is any final tip you want to give to the people who are watching us now and who will be watching us later?
Final tip, yes. So I would say the society and whatever people believes for depression and postpartum depression is something very new, and people did not talk about it, I think, till, like, 2018 or 2019. Only now I'm seeing people talking about. Even now people do not like, not everyone accepts it. Even the modern moms I meet, not everyone accepts it. But and I'll say, I won't say like everyone has it or everyone had it. Maybe most of the mothers did not have it, they had a very smooth motherhood, maybe, yes. But then if you feel like you are going through something, please accept it first, and do not be into blame game. Okay, my husband does not support me, that relative came and said me to this, why, how can she say me this, she can't say me, why is she judging me? But then as I said, lot of the things are inside us rather than the outside, because our belief systems, we have shaped ourselves as a mothers that way, and it's your it's up to you how you shape your own motherhood, and it's up to you how you shape your own parenting journey. You do not have to follow a typical parenting journey. Have you seen people who homeschool kids nowadays, right? And some parents even make their child travel the whole world. They are like full time travelers, the whole family. So the world is changing. Have your own way of parenting, have your own way of motherhood. Things can be very different from others, it's fine. Until and unless it's not affecting your child and you are happy, please find ways which makes you feel happy and the child as well. And, like, try different ways, and do not stick to the typical parenting or the typical mothers. Like, evolve, and your child needs a evolved mother. Your child, because that child is like, it's a Gen Z, as we say, Gen Z or Gen X. They are the newest generation. They need to look up to you, and you have to evolve yourself for that. Because now you are so much stick to your child. After few years, maybe they won't even bother about you. They will go out with your friends, they won't look up to you. They need to look up to you. For that, we have to evolve from every way. So that we are not just an emotional mother crying for our child, like, okay, I have given all my life to my child, now my child has left. We have seen mother-in-laws, most of the mother-in-laws are like that, right? They will keep their son like this, they will hold their son like this. My mother-in-law is a working mother, and she does not care where her son goes. She only calls me, she doesn't call her son, because she's a working mother, she's an independent mother, and she does not bother like what his son is doing. Like, so I have seen a lot of mother-in-laws who will grab their son all their life, like mama's boy. Why? Because those mothers have invested so much in their children. I'm not saying you should not invest, but then have a balance, so that you are not also dependent on your child in the future. Like, I have given everything to my child, and now I do not have anything left. And if a child is going abroad for studies, or like getting married, getting a partner, you won't feel jealous, or like that unhealthy attachment. So for all those upcoming future events also, you need to keep yourself ready.
Wonderful, wonderful. I really appreciate uh, the the talk you have given here, and I'm sure that it has enlightened people and who will be watching us later. So, thank you so much once again, and friends, as we reach to the end of the session, अब हम end पर आ चुके हैं. So, I gracefully uh, conclude this transformative session. My heartfelt thanks to each one of you जिन लोगों ने participate किया, जिन लोगों ने questions share किए in the discussion of postpartum depression and
And
self
the
love for
questions
mothers.
were also, I was not expecting, those many questions and that level of questions, but the questions were also very nice, very insightful.
Yeah. So again, once again, yeah, the engagement of the people and their questions, आपने जो questions किए, so that was really great, and this has enriched the conversation. And a special thanks, acknowledgement to our distinguished guest Priyam Hazarika,
Thank you.
जिनकी insights ने हमें बहुत have provided profound guidance and support. सो आई एम श्योर जो टिप्स आपको मिले हैं, ये टिप्स आपको कहीं ना कहीं हेल्प करेंगे आपकी जर्नी में to handle the postpartum depression, even the situations. And for those जो लोग कभी नए इस जर्नी में आने वाले हैं, so I encourage you to connect with Priyam directly, and I'll mention her contact details in the description box once the session will be over. So you can connect with her directly, you can seek her guidance and enlighten your life. And
Can I take just 1 minute?
yeah,
As I was going through the, I was remembering the questions. One question which was asked, self love without guilt. Also, I want and to give one tip. Last tip is that write a very loving letter to yourself, a very lovely letter, which you expect someone to tell you ki, okay, you are going through a lot but you are doing good as a mom. And whatever you want to write, like what you want to hear as a mother, like which you are dying to hear from someone, who not anyone is telling you, like as a mother you are doing great. Maybe you are not learning few things, it's fine, but then you are doing great as a mother. You look beautiful the way you are. Like you will be a great mom. Whatever you want to tell yourself, just write a loving letter to yourself. Just write like, to myself, to my, from your higher self, maybe. Like whatever you want to tell yourself, what you want to expect someone to tell you, very lovingly, or very empathetically. So have empathy, and have love for yourself, and you can write a letter for yourself, which will boost your self love to a great level. I just remember that thing now.
yeah, so I'm sure this will definitely help, because we use these tips in a lot of things. Whenever you
Correct.
feel depressed, whenever you feel okay, my I'm not worthy, so use these types of tips
And this
even
can be
in my
practiced
work.
by anyone. I am saying anyone, not only mothers, like anyone, wherever, whichever phase they are in their life.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sujata ji.
Thank you.
I appreciate your presence here. So yes, it was definitely an enlightening session, and a lot of tips have been shared
I
here.
also enjoyed it very much. I mean, it is one of my first, interaction session like this, after, bringing myself as a postpartum coach or emotional independence coach. It is one of my like first like live session. So I really enjoyed it.
कहीं पर भी ये feel नहीं हुआ that you are doing it for the first time.
Maybe, yeah, like, but then, yeah, of course,
इवन
at
प्रयास यहाँ पर भी some कुछ coaches हैं and कुछ would be coaches हैं जो बनने वाले हैं बहुत जल्दी. So again, I really appreciate your confidence. I really appreciate the tips. I really appreciate the way you actually enlighten people here.
and most of the things
So
are like from my personal journey, like not from books, or not from what, yeah, the techniques, yeah, I applied myself, you know before teaching someone else, because I know that works. So few techniques, like, I have not taught any like huge technique today, but then the small small things which I did for myself, and there are lots of things to talk about. As I said, I can go on and on and talk about it the whole day, like for multiple days.
yeah,
But then, yeah, all the things which I talked is like directly from my own experience.
that's really great. So once again, in expressing my sincere gratitude to all of you and to the guest speaker, I really want to emphasize that this is not just the end of the session. It is the beginning of a continued conversation. So take
Absolutely.
the wisdom gained in tonight into your lives, apply it to the like to nurture both your emotional well-being and the miracle within. So I'm sure that you are empowered with the session. If you are empowered, just mention in the comment box that yes, you are empowered, so that it will definitely be encouraging for us.
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
आप लोगों की अप्रिसिएशन ही हमारे लिए बहुत बड़ी चीज होती है. So for every coach, even. So thank you so much for being here once again, and thank you so much, Priyam, for accepting the proposal and being here and
My
sharing this
my
unique topic.
pleasure. I mean, it's my biggest pleasure to be here today, and I literally, like, enjoyed it really so much.
Wonderful, wonderful. So once again, friends, see you next week then with a new topic and a new speaker. Till then, take care, stay healthy, stay well, and good night. Take care. Namaste.
Bye. Good night.